Raise your hand if you tried to do more cardio and eat less food to try to lose weight because you didn't know what else to do. I wish I was white, I wish I was blonde, I wish I was skinny. Who's texting me? I love myself. What am I paying you for, woman? I told you I wanted to lose weight. Hello, it's me again. Welcome to episode 4. No, welcome to episode 5 of the birthday build. This is episode 5 of 9. We're getting close to the end. When you're seeing this, Valentine's Day has passed already because I normally upload on Saturdays. This video is going up late, sorry. And so I plan to do a video on like body image and loving your body. And it does sound a little cliche and maybe slightly cringe, but I thought it was important because bulking or building as a woman, it feels very different. Like I feel like guys are like, oh yeah, I gained weight, that's awesome, but girls are like, oh, I gained weight, ew. But instead of giving you all these like, here's how you love your body, I'm gonna tell you a story instead while I get ready to go. It's a bit of a get ready with me, but I'm gonna be looking over here, not over there. So I don't know if this is trippy for y'all, but I'm gonna be looking over here. Anyway, I also have my coffee. So everyone's like, oh, you need to love your body for what it can do. I've heard people say like the way you look is the least interesting thing about you, which all of that is true. Let me speak for myself. When I train for aesthetics, it feels very pointless to me. Even if there was some drastic change that I was seeing, it gets boring. Wetting my beauty blender. Let's just take like some really hot guy, for example. Pretend his name is Chad, okay? No shade. No shade if your name is Chad, and he's gorgeous. Whatever your type is, it's Chad. He's perfect. You looked at him and you're like, yes, this is the man I dream about. Cool. Then you start talking to Chad, and Chad is boring, bro. He's boring. He has nothing to say. You're looking at Chad, Chad's looking at you, and you're like, nothing's happening. He's not really contributing to the conversation. You're saying everything, blah, blah, blah. Chad may be drop dead gorgeous, okay? Okay, then what?
Okay, then what?
It's like a really cool car that doesn't really run. Ooh, this car looks so cool. You get in, you try to start it, it doesn't work. You get my idea, right? The way you look is the least interesting thing about you, and if somebody doesn't have the depth, I can't think of another word, but if someone doesn't take the time to get to know you as a person and are just looking at you from the outside, that's their problem, it's not yours. That is not the story I wanted to tell you. The story I wanted to tell you was about me and the first time I realized I actually did love myself. When I was little, I've always been like a chubby girl, okay? Ever since maybe 3rd grade, I have been like the bigger girl in the class. I've not been like super overweight, but enough to be like, I'm definitely different. Also pair that with the fact that I have grown up in predominantly white spaces my entire life. You're getting the idea, right? Okay, cool. So when you weigh an extra, 10 to 20 pounds, even though it doesn't seem like a lot, but you're also already black, and throw that with the fact that my mom was a teacher at my school from 3rd grade all the way until 8th grade. Thanks a lot, Mom. Nobody was beating down my door to take me on a date or take me to homecoming or any of that stuff. Like, no guys were concerned about me for multiple reasons. At least those are the reasons I believe they weren't. Who knows? Like, from the time I was little, like, I always knew I was different. I remember telling my parents one day I came home that I wanted to be white. Like, straight up, point blank, I wish I was white. And we could get into all of that, but just set that aside for a minute. Let's focus on the fact that from a very young age, I did not want to look like me, okay? Okay, great. I remember I must have been in like maybe 4th grade or 5th grade. And my pediatrician told me and my mom, in the nicest way she possibly could, I needed to lose weight because of some percentile and yada, 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 blah, blah, blah. I'm a very intelligent person. I've always been very smart. So the younger me was like, oh, she said I was fat. So not only did I already not want to be black, which I really can't do anything about, now I'm being told by a doctor I need to lose weight. Now, I never got made fun of really at all. In school, it was mostly up here in my head. I'm like, your mom's always gonna say you're beautiful. Your mom's always gonna say you're talented. I mean, any good mom. Most parents are going to tell you, oh, you're beautiful. Oh, you're so smart. Like, obviously my parents didn't sit me down and say, yeah, you're a fat, dumb, ugly. Duh, they're good parents. They didn't say that. But that was kind of like the mentality that I had. I was like, great, now I'm already black, which makes me different. And now I'm bigger than everybody, which is now confirmed by my doctor. Fast forward to like middle school, early high school, like I tried a few times to lose weight. Like every time we go to a well check pretty much from like maybe 5th grade until high school. It was like, hey, you still need to probably like move your body a little bit more, eat a little bit different. Like she was doing her best to be tactful. I could tell that she didn't want to be like, hey, you need to lose weight to a young girl. Hold on, I gotta do this eyebrow and then I can keep talking. Honestly, it was not helping because I feel like I put on more weight between those appointments. I don't know if that's fact. This is just from my memory, okay? I would like come back from these appointments of her telling me, you know, you need to lose weight, you might be pre-diabetic, all this stuff. I'd literally cry in the car. We'd get home, I'd change, I'd get on the treadmill for a while, and then I'd get off the treadmill like, I'm gonna do something about it, blah, blah, blah. Mind you, I'm literally like 12 or 13 or however old you are. How old are you in 7th grade? Let's go with 13, right? And I'm like, I don't know how to lose weight. And it's like the 2010, so it's like cut carbs, exercise a lot. I remember my mom bought a book called like Fit Kids or Slim Kids or Trim Kids or something. And I saw her with it, I was like, my feelings were hurt. From a now adult perspective, it's like when you see your young daughter crying about like, I don't know how to lose weight, and the doctor's telling you your kid needs to lose weight, like what do? You buy a book, duh. Raise your hand if you tried to do more cardio and eat less food to try to lose weight because you didn't know what else to do. So it's always been a thing of like, I don't want to be black, I don't want to be fat, I don't want to be whatever. Like basically I don't want to be myself, okay? That's the gist of this story, right? Don't want to be myself. I wish I was white, I wish I was blonde, I wish I was skinny. I didn't let people take pictures of me for the longest time. And the pictures people did take of me, I despised. Yeah, so this is me pretty much throughout my entire life. Don't want to be this person. Fast forward way, way far into the future, like 2020. Okay, pandemic hits, we're all losing our minds, at least I was. I decided that I was still gonna meet the one goal I set for myself in 2020 was to run a half marathon. Even if I can't run a half marathon in a in-person race, I'm going to run 13.1 miles consecutively, like straight through before the end of the year. So I started training in literal June of 2020. I ran pretty much 5 days a week for 14 weeks. Mind you, only goal was to be able to run that distance, right? I didn't have any other goals in mind. But while I was training, comments started coming my way of like, oh, you lost weight. Are you trying to lose weight? Da, 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 da. This was the furthest thing from my mind when I started. I was like, not trying to lose weight. I literally had that one goal. Run 13.1 miles before December 31st, 2020. That was it. I went from doing nothing and sitting around and eating food because of the pandemic to running 5 days a week. People started making comments and I was like, oh, well maybe I've lost weight. So I looked back on some progress pictures and decided to put the same outfit on and take another picture of me. And then I was really seeing like, oh shoot, they're right, I've lost weight. Yes, I was running because I still loved it. But at the same time, there was this thing in the back of my head like, if I stop, I'm gonna gain weight again and people are gonna notice and then I'm not this inspiration anymore. I'm a failure. This is the same time I started running in 2020, summer of 2020. I started working at Orange Theory at the front desk. At the exact same time. Like I started working and training like the same week because I was like, okay, I'm finally getting out of my funk, let me do something. Fast forward to the end of the year, I got my personal training in December of 2020. I started coaching in March of 2021. So then all of this is like compiling. It's like, okay, everyone sees that I lost weight, everybody knows that I run, everybody knows that now I've got my personal training cert, now I'm an Orange Theory coach. Like this stuff is compiling in my head of like, I cannot gain weight, otherwise I'm a failure.
Very important part I left out. I started working with a nutrition coach in early 2021, which changed my mindset about food and eating to fuel your body and doing the exercises that you enjoy and different things like that. Very important, I left it out.
Literally almost done. The story is longer than my makeup routine because I don't put on a lot of makeup. 2021 was arguably, it was the best year of my life. That sounds dramatic, but it's true. I loved everything I was doing. I was finishing my final few semesters of college. I finally got a job that I liked because I really didn't like working the desk. That type of work of sitting at the desk for 8 hours was not for me. And I got my own apartment, which really helped. And so I was like on a roll in 2021. And I was living this healthier lifestyle that I had pretty much been dreaming of living for most of my life. And so now with all this newfound knowledge, I was like, this is a life that I was meant to live. A lot of my friends were still home from school. And so I was like, this is great. I have friends. I have this job that I love. This is my first big girl apartment. I love it. All this stuff that I've been wanting to accomplish in my life was happening. 2021 was literally the best year of my life. The story that I'm trying to get to is like when I realized I loved myself. I remember I was driving and I remember this feeling coming over me of like, I love myself. Like I love who I am. I love what I'm doing. I love who I'm becoming. Like I'm accomplishing goals, finally getting a college degree and I'm finally living a healthier lifestyle and I finally have a better understanding of what a healthy lifestyle looks like. You can eat more, you can work out the way that you like to. Like, you don't just have to run and eat salad, which is kind of what I thought up to this point. I'm sitting in my car, driving somewhere, and I go to myself, I'm like, I love myself. Like, not in a conceited way, but in the way that you love your friends. You want your friends to be happy. You want your friends to be successful. You want your friends to be like safe and healthy and everything. Or like, I have younger sisters, so it's the same way I feel about them. I wanted to see myself be successful. I wanted to see myself reach my goal. I wanted to see myself be healthy mentally and physically. And it was more than just like, I want to look like this or I want to do this, or it was about like feeling fulfilled for actually accomplishing some goals in a healthy, sustainable way. And I remember sitting there and like almost crying after all these years of not wanting to be black, not wanting to be bigger, like wanting to be anything but myself. Here I am sitting in my car and I just have this random thought of like, I love myself. Like, I love you, AJ. I want the best for you. I want this to continue, like this feeling of accomplishment and safety and like this good feeling. Like, I wanted that to continue for myself. Like, I care for myself and I want to be healthy and I want to love who I am. All of that to say, it's okay if you don't like the way you look. It's okay if you have goals that you want to accomplish that you're not yet there. It's okay if you want to change your lifestyle or what you're doing. But when you get to that point, if you don't learn to love who you are, like I can get as skinny as I want to, I can move from city to city to apartment, it's never going to change the inside part of me. Like, all of this stuff out here is never going to change like this in here. Go get your bag, girl. Do what you got to do. Work hard. Get the body of your dreams, but realize that if you don't love yourself and who you are and who you're becoming, it's never gonna feel worth it. Me being black or white or purple, it didn't change how I felt, right? Like, I had good friends, I had a good job, I liked what I was doing, and I liked myself. It was never about, now my adult mindset, my adult thinking, like, it was never about being white. It was never about being skinny. It was about being comfortable with being me. It was never about looking a certain way or being a certain thing or having an amount of money or living in a certain place. It was all about loving the life that I had. Even though, yes, things had changed. I did live in a different place. I did lose a little bit of weight. I did have a job that I liked. It was never gonna be these tangible things that made me feel that way, because I had that realization literally sitting in my car at a stoplight. Even if all of this goes away tomorrow, I knew I had enough self-love to be like, you just need to move forward in a different direction. It's about having enough love for myself to want that success, to want that health, to want that life that I love. So if it's not here and it's not doing this, that's okay. I can find it somewhere else because I care enough about myself to kind of pick up and do differently. Okay, this framing might look a little bit different because my SD card got full. Point I was trying to make is like, the love I have for myself and the love you should strive to have for yourself, in my opinion, is the same kind of love you would have as a mother to your child. Like, this is the life you planned out for your child. This is the life that you want for them. But if that doesn't work and your house gets foreclosed on and you get fired, like, you're gonna bust your ass to get your kids to safety, to comfort, to get them out of that situation and in a better situation. That's how I feel about loving myself. If this doesn't work out, I love myself enough not to be like, oh my God, this is all my fault and this sucks. No, I'm going to pick myself up and get myself to a better or different situation because I care for myself and my health and my well-being, and I love the person that I am. Same way you would think about your friend. And when they're sad or when somebody's dusty son breaks up with them, like, I'm gonna do whatever I can because, like, I love them. That's the kind of love I have for myself. But that didn't come like overnight. Like, that had to come with me accepting me. How you look, I don't think is gonna make you more happy or more successful or more whatever. Like, people may treat you differently, but if you're not truly happy with who you are, like, in here, it really is not gonna matter. So before you think about loving your body, for whatever it looks like or whatever it can do, you probably should focus on loving yourself first. Like, if this doesn't change or if this doesn't change, it doesn't matter how much you do to your body, surgery, losing weight, whatever, you're never gonna be satisfied. That's it. That's me wrapping this up. I hope this made sense. I was really just talking off the cuff. But anyway, that's it for episode 5 of the birthday build. If you guys have questions about the birthday build or anything that I said, leave them down below. I'll try to answer them. I'm not a psychiatrist or a therapist or any of that. This is just my opinion. So hopefully my thought process will help someone or at least give you a little bit of a different perspective. But I'm gonna go. I literally have to be somewhere at 3 o'clock and it is 2:33, so I gotta go.